We're with Abbie Wright, head coach of the Falcons volleyball team. Abbie and the Falcons finally get to start their season this weekend with a doubleheader at Northwest University on Saturday. Abbie, you finally get to start playing. What's that like for you? Knowing your team finally gets to go out there and play some matches.
Yeah, I mean, it's been over a year that we've gotten to compete and be together 6-on-6 on the court, so we're really, really excited. Looking forward to a great day of a doubleheader, and then we get another doubleheader the next Tuesday. So I really feel like we're making up for some lost time of getting some of these doubleheaders coming up in a day. So I'm excited.
What's this whole period been like for you as a coach, trying to do coaching, keep everyone together, recruiting, just the whole gamut of things?
Yeah, I think it's just interesting for everybody. Just like we have to adjust. Recruits have to adjust. Our players have had to balance, more time at home and then coming back to train. And, all of our freshmen didn't get to play with all of their teammates until about a month ago. So it was, I kind of forgot about that dynamic that they were coming back. They had come to college in the fall, but we were in small groups training. And so it was the first time, they played with everybody. So, in my mind, I guess, I didn't really think about it as much as they did, physically, being with teammates that they've just never been with on the court. Of course, I've recruited them, so I've seen them play, and I've seen everybody play individually, so I kind of have more of an idea of probably how it will go. But for them, it's like they're experiencing it the first time, and so, things like that I think I'm catching on to, and it's just been a weird year, but grateful to be able to do what we're allowed to do now. It's really, really fun.
Okay. And while you haven't got to play matches, you've had lots of practice time. How has that been going?
Yeah, I mean, in the fall we did a lot of 2-on-2, a lot of ball handling, and one of our main goals this year is to be a great defensive team. That's something they decided. And so I really do think actually the training in the fall where every position is playing everything, our middles are playing back row, setters are defending and hitting and kind of doing some games that we normally wouldn't do during that time, just because of our numbers, actually has contributed to some great defensive transfer into the spring of just people are used to kind of doing more than they normally had to. And so I think it's added a lot of great skills to our toolbox for each individual player. Okay. So that's something I've noticed that has come out of it.
Okay. And how have the players been handling everything? Have they been a pretty resilient bunch for the most part?
For sure. I feel like they have better attitude than I do most of the time. Just not like just about everything. I feel like they're, they really. I thought back of myself maybe at that age, and they take things way better than I think adults do. I think they're just a really great group. They're super grateful. A lot of times I'm just hearing thank you in our gym so a ton, and I think they find things to be grateful for, even during a time like this. I think they really haven't skipped a beat, and I think they're seeing the advantages of having extra time to train and having extra time to get to know one another. I think it's actually, in the long run, a year like this going to benefit a group like ours.
Okay. A large group of 17 and 7 of those veterans. Let's talk about some of those veterans a little bit. What are you looking for them?
Yeah, I mean, we're still pretty young, which is exciting. We have 3 total upperclassmen, and some of those veterans are sophomores coming back, and I think I'm just excited to see, and I've already kind of seen it, but just that confidence coming in and knowing that they've been through this before, as in college sports, and so kind of seeing our sophomores kind of own that, like they're still young, but also that leadership role, and kind of buying into, they're already kind of bought in, they know what the drill is, and so seeing them kind of pair with our upperclassmen has been really fun.
Okay.
And then everybody loves our freshmen, so I think that's like something cool that I've seen is I see a real mix of classes, and in a group like ours that's really important because you can't just stick to your own class when you have a lot of young girls. So I do see that transfer of people intermixing, and that's been really, really good.
And how about some of those freshmen? What have been some standouts so far?
I think they all bring something really different to the group.
Okay.
We have kind of all different positions in that class. We got a couple middles, some pins, and libero. So I really see, I see a lot of them stand out for a lot of different reasons. I think something as a class that they bring is they're pretty physical. pretty big class, and so they bring that physicality, I think, in the gym, and just kind of help our team round out the presence of our team, I think. And a lot of them have played just at really competitive levels, so they bring that competitiveness into our gym. There was already, we already had that, but I think they've really added to just increasing the level of play in our gym, as far as like attitude and effort, and then just the drive to win. I see that in a lot of those girls. So.
Okay. Coaches in every sport talk about chemistry. With a young group like this, how is that coming together with this particular group of players?
Yeah, it's coming together. I think, like I said, having that extra time together to train and to do all those things, I think that actually, getting that time in the fall and in the last little month and a half before we start kind of ramping up some games, I think it's really starting to show. But it takes time, with any team, no matter how experienced you are, it takes time to develop that. And so I do think this time is helping us develop that as a group, and what is our identity going to be. I think part of that chemistry is shown through skill sometimes, and so I think it's really cool to see just our defensive touches have even increased. So that's something they're trying to buy into, and I've seen it a little bit more lately, just the effort and the attitude behind trying to get a ball up. So I think that also adds to, as a group they're getting along, but then they also as a group are collectively committing to something. So.
And it sounds like from your talking, defense is definitely going to be a trademark of this particular team. Is that accurate?
I hope so. Yeah, that's something they want to do. They came up with it, and if you can be great defensively, your offense can usually follow because you're getting more balls up and you have just more opportunities to score. So.
Scheduling's obviously a little bit different this year. 13 playing dates, 9 of them doubleheaders. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, kind of fun. We don't usually get to do doubleheaders in a weekend, and I think there's just not a lot of time to think. You kind of have to just play on your feet. So I think it'll show kind of the resiliency of our team and just how well we're able to, turn back around and play, and how physical we are and things like that. And so I think it'll give an opportunity too for a lot of different girls to kind of see the court and see what they can do. And so I'm excited about that, of just seeing what is our trademark going to be, what is our vibe going to be on the court. And I think it's definitely multiplied in times when you have to play 2 matches in one day. I mean, you have to have something that you're committing to get you through a long day, which is also can be really fun.
You're starting your 4th year as head coach. How has the program been coming along during these 4 years? Not sure at this point.
I know, that's crazy to say, 4 years. I feel like I just moved here. It's gone by fast and not all at the same time. I think it's weird to look back and I have a picture on my wall for every team that I've coached here, and it's starting to fill up, and just the different personalities of girls that have come through the program. And I think the first word that just comes to mind is really blessed. Every team's kind of had their own thing and personality that they've owned, and I've loved the experience so far. This group is the first group that I've personally all brought in, so it's a different feel than before, but it's just different. It's not, like I loved who we had before, and that was, I feel like with those groups I was kind of learning and growing with them, and that was a fun feeling. And then with this group now, it's a little bit more on me to set the tone of what I want early, whereas I feel like maybe it was a little bit more collective before because I was coming into the program. So I don't know, it's a different feel, and again, I'm always learning and growing and feeling out what each team needs. But I definitely feel older, I guess I'll put it that way. So I feel older.
Okay. It's been a stressful year for everyone on all different levels. What have you been able to do to kind of keep things fun, keep everybody excited, keep everybody motivated moving forward here?
Yeah, Haley usually has a good playlist during practice, so that's always a fun, upbeat time to walk into. I think it's just getting to know your players and having time where we've had some, talks as a team of just the culture that we want to create. And I think it's just trying to get these girls to realize, that we are confident in them, and to kind of lighten the load and the pressure of what they might feel, of just giving them the freedom to be able to make mistakes and to learn, because that's how you're going to get better. So I think the more we emphasize that, the better, because we really have a group that comes in that wants to work hard and has great attitude and effort. So that is an easy thing to coach, because now we're just working on skill. But I think it's just getting them to realize, like, Rome wasn't built in a day. Like, it's going to take time, and the attitude and effort piece is what we care about. So I really feel like, to keep it fun and fresh, we're really just focused on that, and then like letting them, having patience of like the skill will get there. And so I think that also relieves some pressure of, you know, the thoughts that people have coming in, you know, trying to prove themselves, you know, that doesn't really need to be there.
Okay. Final thoughts heading into the season, Abbie. Bottom line, what are you looking for in the next several weeks here?
Yeah, I think I'm looking for us again to establish just that confidence and that culture of, you know, we really could and can do some big things. And yeah, I'm excited to see like how far this group can go, and how far they think they can go. And I think it's them owning it. And so I really like at the end of spring to be like, man, we have a great springboard of who we are. And just laid a great foundation and taken advantage of this year. I mean, these games totally count on our record, and they count, and they matter. But then can we use them as now we try to go make a playoff run? Like, you know, what does that look like in the future? So just owning who we are and having a firm grasp of this is who we are, and like this is where we want to go. And I think those two things answered by the end of the spring, we're in a really great spot going into summer.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and good luck this season.
Thank you.
All right.